Hello to you, beautiful people. My name is Noa Lakshmi, and I'm here to elevate humanity for a better world. Thank you so very much for joining me. If you are finding my videos for the first time, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for returning. And for those of you that are new to my channel and to me, I use astrology as a tool to help us navigate through this crazy experience that we call life. I do astrology, I am an astrologer, and so much more. And if you'd like to check out my work and what I'm all about, then go to my website, noalakshmi.com, for a personal reading and anything else that you'll find there. All right. So welcome. Thank you for being here. We are changing this world one by one, and astrology is so much fun to practice and to play with, and not a dull moment, And I've been saying this for a while, that June is preparing us for what's ahead. It's going to be a big summer for all of us individually and also collectively and globally. And we are moving towards massive, profound shifts in consciousness and profound and big shifts on the global stage, and what actually is going to take place and the changes that will be occurring in the years to come. So we are living in very exciting times right now, and that's why there's just not a dull moment. And I just love when people, if I talk to friends or clients, and the question that comes up, what the hell is going on? I know astrologers get that a lot. This week is quite interesting, I would say. It's not like super packed, but there's some major events happening. And it's always really important to remember with astrology or with anything else, we feel the buildup of things even before the exact moment. And sometimes the buildup is even more intense and can be felt very deeply than the actual moment. Like the buildup towards a full moon can be extremely intense and sometimes even dramatic, depending on what else is happening. So what we are looking at this week, so today is Thursday, the 15th of June, and I'm going to cover this week up until the 22nd of June, which we actually going to enter summer solstice and the sun moving into Cancer. But today exactly, actually on Thursday here, sun is opposing Saturn. Now that happens every year, it's not like a huge deal. Nevertheless, it's always good to see and to recognize where's the opposition is happening, okay? And Saturn is in the sign of Sagittarius. It's still retrograding. Sun is opposing it. It can bring, there's really two ways that this can go. And it can be either or it can be this and that. It can be a very challenging aspect in the sense of, the sun in Gemini is very much mental and really thinking about things and wanting to find the facts and wanting to find out things and searching and dissecting things, and can be a little bit all over the place, okay? Especially mentally. So you might be experiencing that. It's just mentally, the mind, perhaps in the last few weeks, has had the tendency to be all over the place. Just a lot of mental activity, not necessarily a bad thing. So that's what Saturn comes in to oppose that. Now the transit doesn't last for very long, but we've been feeling it in the last few days, leading up to Thursday, and today it's occurring, and then we're going to feel it in the next few days once the sun starts to separate from that opposition. But this whole week is kind of like this energy of sun opposing Saturn. And like I said, the mind can feel, there's a lot of mental activity, a lot of decisions to make. The fact that Jupiter went direct just last week, so many doors are opening. There's so many opportunities. I know probably every single one of you that is watching this right now, and many that are not, there's a lot of new beginnings occurring in our lives right now. There's a closing of chapters, there are new beginnings. new doors, new opportunities, new people, new relationships, new connections, new ideas, new inspirations. There's like so much of this newness, but what happens then? You know, with the Gemini energy, it can be all over the place, like this and this and this. So many opportunities. Jupiter is direct, so it's like the floodgates have opened. Well, we need to make decisions, right? We need to make clear decisions that are based on discernment, that based on, well, what is true for me? What is true for me? Not just like bust every door open and run through it. Is this true? Is this in alignment with me? And that's what Saturn is here to remind us constantly. And when the opposition takes place, it can feel, and that's the challenging aspect, it can feel maybe like you're limited or you constricted, or oh my God, there's so much to choose from, so many opportunities, so many connections, and you can feel like, oh, limited. Yet the challenge here can be turned into a gift, and to work with that challenge in a way that helps you, and that's Saturn, that's the teacher, to guide you back into your own truth. You know, with Mars being in Cancer, and I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks, it's time to slow down. This is not a full race, go get it kind of an energy, which can trigger some people that maybe want to push, but the more you push, the more it will push against you. So we don't want to push against anything. We want to go with the flow of life right now. So there is the forward movement is definitely taking place. There's big momentum. We're not looking to stop it whatsoever. But also with Saturn in the picture opposing the Sun, there is another invitation to just slow down. Slow down, be grounded. You know, Gemini can feel very airy and very in the head and not so grounded. And we want to ground. We want to ground this energy. We want to ground ourselves so we can really tap in and can really check in with what is my truth. Saturn in Sagittarius is so much about your own truth and making the discernment, making decisions that are based on discernment, knowing yourself, knowing what is best for your life, knowing what is the most constructive. Saturn helps us to it can feel constrictive, but Saturn helps us to give structure. Yeah? And sometimes there may be a period of deconstruction, and a lot of that is happening right now. Deconstructing belief systems, way of thinking, perceptions, anything, all that is associated to your mental space, to Gemini. And with opposition to Saturn coming in, it can feel opposing. You know, that's, if you think about the energy of opposition, that's what it is. It's one energy pulling here, one energy pulling there, and how to find relief in that tension is to in the middle. So it's not either or, because you keep pulling either or, you just keep that tension very tight, and that can be very uncomfortable and painful. So to work with that opposition, we want to find, okay, how do we bring the two together? How do I bring Gemini and Sagittarius to work together? The Sun and Saturn to work together? How do I bring all of my ideas that are sparked by my own purpose, by my own inspiration, by my own even ego desires? They are not bad. What do I want in my life? That's really the question, okay? How do I bring that to the center point with a relief to actually ground all that and create structure for all that I'm inspired to do, all the ideas, all the connections, all the different opportunities? That's the question. And then to bring my truth into that, to create that bridge, we've got to be in touch with what is true for me. What is really true for me? What is in the highest integrity for my life? If you're facing any decisions right now, let that be your criteria. Is this relationship my highest integrity? Is this job in my highest integrity? Is this decision in my highest integrity? And integrity means that you need to be honest with yourself. What is true, what is not true? Not according to other people, not according to trends, not according to society, but according to your own self. And then you might even be able to let some ideas, concepts, belief systems go, because through the process you realize, well, it's not really my truth. It's not really my truth. And this is the energy that we are sitting in right now that can feel very intense also. That there's that dissolving of the past. There's a dissolving of belief systems and things that you might be holding on to for so long. And it's very, very much in the unconscious, you guys. That's what we are facing with right now. Deep stuff are coming up to the surface that, maybe consciously, I know, let's talk about self-worth, okay? Because I had an opportunity to face that just the other day. Consciously, yes, I know I'm worthy. I know my worth. And then it's interesting how certain situation, and that will occur in your life, certain situation that will trigger some unconscious stuff that you may think, oh, I've dealt with it, and then there's another layer that appears on the surface to be healed and released. And so for me, it was this, wow, all the places in me that are still not doubting, but maybe not feeling so worthy. How much can I receive? How much can I allow? And dissolving the need to be in control, dissolving the need to hold on to certain beliefs, because our egos get really comfortable in the structures that we built for them. So right now, it's the invitation for you to look at those structures that you've built in your mental space, a belief system about yourself, about the world, about anything, about relationship, how this is supposed to be, this should be. This is a time to dissolve all the shoulds. No shoulds. There's no shoulds in your life. There's only the truth of what you know is right for you and what is true for you. So you must dissolve everything else. And the dissolving is happening already, and Neptune has stopped. It's going to go retrograde tomorrow, June 16. And that's another reason, just another energy that we're feeling this week leading up to Neptune going retrograde. Neptune is an outer planet, and it can feel very unclear, unsure, quite mysterious. You might have all these ideas and inspirations and connections and doors opening, yet there's this, well, how is it all going to come together? And the mystery behind it all. Neptune always helps us and reminds us to relax into the unknown, to go with the flow, have a plan, have a structure, have Saturn guiding you, yet you can be limited by that. That's Neptune. It's like you've got to dissolve the limitations of your mind, the self-imposed limitation. Neptune in retrograde is that internal search again for one's own spirituality, the connection to spirit, the connection to God, the connection to your own unconditional love for yourself and the world, that can only come from going inward and dissolving anything that is still in the way between you and the complete surrender to life. All right, so things are dissolving right now, and it can be very scary. It can be very scary when ego structures start to dismantle. The ego wants to hold on for dear life, okay? So just my encouragement to you is to not be afraid. Let the fears dissolve. Let the structures of the mind that are not serving you anymore dissolve. Know that it's just time to move on. We're going into a much brighter future. And if you need to do affirmations, if you need to do meditation, that's the time. It's important to use the tools that help you to really get into that truth of who you are really inside, beyond the fears, beyond all those limited perceptions of yourself. And use whatever you can to help this dissolving process of the ego structures and belief systems that are no longer serving you, that are going to help you to walk the talk, or going to help you to really stand in this place of integrity and creating the life that you want to create. And this is all leading us to this build up. Okay, the summer solstice happening on the 20th when the sun moves into Cancer, and that's a huge hoopla. It's like a complete new chapter. That's what the universe does. Like those 3 quarters that we 4 quarters that we have throughout the year, moving into summertime or wintertime in Australia. But nevertheless, there is this, I like to see it as like, okay, flipping a page here. So everything that is leading up in this week to that point is very much, it's very important, very profound, something to pay attention to, and to make the really important decisions in your life that are so much based on your own truth and your own knowings that are coming from deep within your heart and your soul. Alrighty, thank you so very much for being here, for taking this in. If you are liking this video or other videos, please share. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot. Like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you are interested in your own personal soul signature reading, go to my website, noalakshmi.com. Also, for working with me one-on-one on a more consistent basis, or really taking your life to the next level physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. As always, I am sending you lots of love and light. Stay awesome and stay beautiful, because you are. And I will definitely see you next time. Sat Nam.